I'm going to continue working on the intersection between Humble and Auber. There's a couple of things that I want to change on this intersection. Firstly, rather than having the edge of bitumen running through the intersection, what I'm going to do is form the intersection so that the RDUM code connects to the crown. So the intersection forms to the crown of the side road and the main road rather than to the edge. So using Model Builder, I can trim out this code that runs through there. And I'll also show you how to remove the RDUM code from the kerb returns, because the RDUM code is also being added to the model. So we'll need to remove that as well. Once we do that, and the intersection's forming to the crown, I'm going to quickly show you how you can go about adding some sort of island to the intersection as well. So to get started, I'm going to jump into Model Builder, and I'm going to open up the base model that I've been working on, and then go to Edit. So the first thing I want to do is remove the RDUM code from both of these kerb returns. So the RDUM is forming to the edge on this road called Humble and back into the crown of Auber. So if I select this kerb return, what I do is go to Edit Trim by Selection, and I'm going to tell the software for the whole length, exclude RDUM. Click OK. I'm then going to go over to the other kerb return called New Kerb and do the same thing, exclude RDUM. So let's just build the model and have a look at it. So if I turn on the triangles for base, this is what I've got. The next thing I need to do is remove the edge of bitumen through Humble, and once I do that, the triangulation will then form to the crown of both Auber and Humble. So what I'm going to do now is select to edit Humble, and I'm going to use Edit Trim by Selection, and I'm just going to pick a region just sort of outside the intersection and tell the software that I want to exclude the LEB code, which is the code running through the intersection here. So if I select on Build, you can see that that has now updated and the triangulation is running to the crown. I might need to come in and start swapping edges to resolve the triangulation, tell the software that we want to force the triangulation back to the kerb. The other thing we could do is run a smooth surface on the intersection and use the natural neighbor interpolation algorithm to add extra triangulation through that. So, but I can certainly use these edits to swap edges or as I mentioned, run a smooth surface. So if I was to select on swap edge, I can change the way that triangulation works. Okay, so I'm just going to close down Model Builder and save it. And I'll just turn the triangulation off on the base surface. So the last thing I'm going to do at this intersection is show you how you can go about creating an island and adding that to your model. So to start off with, I'm just going to draw the island shape. I'm going to turn this into an alignment, call it Island 1. When you create these strings, there's no need to put anything in the description. Okay, so the alignment has been created. Now, in ARD, we have a command called draped string. So what this command will do is create a string where the levels are automatically draped onto a surface model. And you can set this to update automatically. So if changes are made to the model, then the drape string will update. So if you select on the arrow part of the string profile command, the second option down is create drape string, and the following dialog box will appear. So you can create a whole bunch of drape strings all at once. I'm going to select Island 1. Island 1 will be draped onto the base surface. This is the model builder surface we've been working on. The template metric island right, and I'm going to have some nice tight sampling on that. You can even go 0.1, and the update mode will be auto, which means that we can update this drape string if the base surface is changed in any way. So update all will create the drape strings for you. I can't see the line work for the island because we haven't yet added it to a model. It will certainly not add it to the base surface. If I open up the vertical gradient editor for the drape string, you can see that all the levels are matched down to the base surface. So the software has done that for us automatically. Now, I don't want to just add this island to the base model that I've been working on, because if I do that, then the island will end up referencing itself, because the island is set to reference the levels from the base surface. We shouldn't go and add this island back into that base surface. So we should create a copy of the base surface and add the island to that. So that's what we're going to do next. If I head over to toggle display, I'm going to turn the line work off for base. I'm going to select on model builder and open up the base surface. But what I'm going to do is run this command called save as, and what this allows me to do is create a copy of the base model, and we'll call this one final with islands. All my edits that I made in the base surface exist in this final surface. It's a copy. But in this final surface, I'm going to tick on to apply island. You can see the line work appear, and then I'm going to build this new model. So if I turn on the triangulation for final, this is how it looks. So you can see the island has been added. So the center line of our bar is running through the island. What I need to do is exclude this from the model. So if I go to the edit option, what I'm going to do is use edit trim by selection. And I'm going to add a single chainage right at the start at 80.78 and add another chainage at the end of the island about here at 94.5. So I'll just select that region and then tell the software that through this section, let's exclude the center line and then build that. And now you can see that the center line doesn't exist through the island, so that crown is not there anymore. So I can close down the model manager and we can have a quick look at this in 3D. Right, so you can see that intersection there and the island added. As I said, you might need to swap some triangles around, even around this region here, but using Civil 3D I can make those direct edits to the surface, swapping edges or perhaps doing a smooth surface to fix up some of the triangulation at the intersection. But that's how you go about adding an island to your intersection model.